That's better. There we go. Wow, I completely forgot I'd plugged this out to use it for my phone. Welcome to today's stream, where we'll be taking a look at the DBBR 147 following this morning's release of the Class 90, which we'll be taking a look at tomorrow, Wednesday, and then we'll be back to this one on Thursday. That should be the case before we stream something completely different on Friday. If you are not currently on the Discord, please type an exclamation mark Discord in the chat, where you'll be given a link, and the schedule will be posted there every Sunday night, or in some cases Monday morning, as was the case this morning. So I'm just going to go straight to it. Of course, the DLC is added onto the Frankenbahn route, Stuttgart to Heilbronn, with this new timetable, 2018 timetable, that comes with, in total, of course I can dom, yeah, I ain't got no problem with that, mate. Comes with 789 services, which is a fair bit below the base 835, but is what it is. Yeah, ton of trains. Unfortunately, this layer, the TGV layer, only comes with 6 services, but it still adds something. It will be removed. So that's a shame. But I guess, you know, we'll hopefully enjoy it while we've still got it. This is the journey mode for it. On track, 3 chapters, decent number of services. Could get through them in a decent amount of time. We'll get started with the Regional Express 19076 service. I need to turn on the real weather so that we don't deal with the cancer that is dynamic weather, the default dynamic weather. How you doing, Dommy? Hope you had a great weekend, mate. I'll be honest, your like Train Sim Classic sessions are very inspiring. The thing is, it would be tough for me to do like a 4-hour run, but I find it very cool that you do them and that they exist, you know, in general. So yeah, very, very cool. I will get this open and get it started. There's something that a setting that somebody had done that messed things up for them. And I just want to make sure I don't have the same issue. Anyway, let's go. Starting from Stuttgart, terminating at Heilbronn, and I think the majority of these services are just going to be that end to end. If there's any freight, I'm going to look for freight after this if I remember. Try and spice things up with a bit of freight, but realistically, I think these we're doing mostly, if not only, passenger services. If you've seen my video, you'd have heard me say this. My thoughts on the train. It's a very like decent, normal, average loco. There's nothing like super special about it. It's rapid. I won't lie. It gets to move on very quickly. Oh, this is a Dosto. Let me do one where we actually start with the loco. And then you know what? I don't mind doing a Dosto drive later on. Maybe if there's any freight available, I'll do a loco drive, freight, and then a Dosto as well with the 147 behind, which I haven't experienced yet. So that's going to be my first time. Nice weekend. Oh, it's open rails. Okay. Yeah. So do you play Train Sim Classic at all then, or is it strictly open rails? I'm doing good, thank you. I'm doing good. Happy to finally take a break from March, man, and all the releases. Oh, it was mad. It was actually just mad. Oh, we're already going as far as... Oh, no, we're going to Heilbronn. Neckarsulm is beyond Heilbronn. Yeah, March was just ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. But I don't really give myself a rest. I didn't sleep until maybe 7 a.m. this morning. And when I finished my thoughts videos, edited them, and then basically when I finished everything I wanted to do, scheduled everything to release, I just started recording like Motorfest videos and like driving videos. I just don't give myself a break. Bonjour, Jackson. How you doing, man? How are you doing? Okay. They put me here again. No problem. Let's go do another one. Are all of these services in this chapter going to be with the Dostos? We will find out. That's good to hear. I'm good, my man. I'm good. How was your weekend? Did you get up to any more fighting? Hopefully not, boss. Hopefully not. Domi, I was just asking, do you play any Train Sim Classic anymore, or is it just open rails? They do look very similar, at least from the perspective of someone who hasn't played open rails, and I've only seen like videos of it. I know MSTS looked very outdated, pretty exhausting. Yeah, pretty. You know what? It was tiring, but not as bad as it could have been. So, yeah, it wasn't too bad, man. It wasn't too bad. Definitely required some work, and patience. But yeah. Oh no. Oh, okay, nice. I just didn't have that ticked. Yes, I'm back using the mod. That's cool. Right, Domi, you wanted to hear the horn? That'll be the first thing I'll do for you, mate. I don't know how accurate it is. I'll leave that for you to decide. From somebody who doesn't really know how the thing sounds. See, I think they've got these lights the wrong way around. That sounds pretty decent to me. How I'd imagine the logo to sound. But if you actually know how it sounds IRL, then you can properly judge it for yourself, can't you? Right, we are on forward. Cut the brakes in. Put this in 1B. Put the AFB on.
AFB, AFB, AFB.
Annoyingly enough, the voices for the things inside the cab, so AFB, CFAR, they seem to be taken from different trains. So they're different voices, which is... I don't quite know why it's been done like that. I can't say I'm a huge fan, in all honesty, but that is what they've decided to do for some reason. You heard a nice quote this weekend. Drop it, man. Enlighten us. When I take $10 million. Ah. But when I take $10 million if I die tomorrow? Is that where you're going with this one? Is that where you're going with this one? Or am I jumping the gun? I would take $10 million to answer your question. Of course I would take $10 million, yes. I don't think anybody wouldn't take $10 million. That was in their right mind. This is a chocolate bar. Interesting. Not a chocolate bar, of course. That would be a huge chocolate bar. But just chocolate. Anyway, the 147 with its unique to what we've got most of the time, ribbed side, but the one of the Vectrons also has that. I don't know why the destination is not showing up here. I did realize or notice playing this route of this train that yeah, the Dostos don't seem to display anything. I'm not quite sure whether that's mod related or route related or PIS issue related, but I do have a fix for that, so not quite sure why it is what it is. Also, CFAR doesn't seem to give you that much time. Well, it feels that way to me anyway. Yeah, it does put things into perspective, doesn't it, Jackson? Like it's quite difficult to value life, especially if you haven't really had a near-death experience. Like we can say we fear death, or we appreciate. We can say what you say, but sometimes it takes a particular perspective or a particular experience that can give you that perspective before you can truly understand what it means to appreciate life. But I think this question does a really good job of that. Does a really, really good job of that. Especially, you know, if you're in a mindset where you're, I don't want to say carried away, but very into life and the things of life that, you know, you don't take with you when you die. If you want me to turn the game sound up, by the way, please just let me know. It's a fairly quiet one. I play what I feel like most of the times. Yeah, I play everything open rails literally, and the CS uses the same tab files. Okay. What is literally better than the 187? I mean, you would hope so. The 187, I think, is like, yeah, there are a lot of issues with a lot of trains you have in the game, but the 187 is in a different league, man, in terms of how bad it's been done. And a shame. I think people were asking for the sounds from here to be ported into that train. Hopefully DCG and Skyhook can work that out. Like, you can make it worse, but I think it would be very difficult to make that train worse. And yeah, man, it would have been a completely different story if it had just been done well. So it's a deep shame about that. So wake up with a smile tomorrow is worth $10 million. Hello ASR, how you doing? Look, it's a local not releasing for console. Yeah. You know, it's not great, that situation. It's not great at all. But I think in all honesty, I think it's a lose-lose for DTG. This is obviously a bad situation, and people will rightfully be frustrated about it. But if it had released with the issues, bear in mind, we don't have any kind of like knowledge of what the issues are, it's been completely fine on PC, as you can obviously see by my video on it, by the videos that I've made driving it. I didn't really have any issues with it other than what I've mentioned. So no idea how bad it actually was, but clearly it was bad enough that even TTG had to take it down. So it would have definitely caused frustration. People would have been getting refunds. People would have been, moaning and crying because of they've spent their money, and rightfully so. The complaints would have been completely valid. So I think, if it was as bad as it seems to have been, it was the best course of action. But you can't win in that situation. So yeah, is what it is. It should never have reached release stage with an issue that bad. How it got past the QA or the beta or whoever and made it as far as being given a release date on console, don't quite understand how that happened. CP, how you doing, boss? Good to see you. Hope you had a great weekend. ASR, hope you had a great weekend as well. I remember you talking about the Class 90 having to press physically on the curb. Yeah, that was bad. I don't think I've ever advised don't buy a DLC. Oh my lord. That's serious, man. That's like a very, very, very serious problem. If you're somebody who likes doing everything manually, then cool. But that's, I would assume, a very small minority of the player base. I couldn't believe it. It caught me out because I was doing it with keyboard. Then one of the last times I drove it, I played with a controller, and I had seen one of the other ambassadors mention it. I just forgot, and so I'm trying to press it. Nothing's happening. And then I remembered, and I quickly pressed Q in time. Bro, it's bad. That's really flipping bad. How does that make it past all the stages? I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Was it only tested on keyboard and mouse? Then it wasn't really tested. I don't know. It's bad, man. It's a really bad issue. I'm doing fine, thank you, CP. How are you doing? Looks like Class 90 pretty disappointing launch. I mean, I alluded to it. If you're on the streams last week, you might have heard me say, I said as much as I could say to try and kind of stop people, because there will be people who the second the thing releases, they'll buy it, and you can't really help. Especially it doesn't help when we couldn't release any content as ambassadors until the same release date as the product. That's sus. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there was any ill intention, but it is, for that to happen in any of the locos or any DLC, it happens on that one where people really needed a heads up to the issues and they didn't get one in time. Oh, yeah. I don't want to know what the state of the forums is right now. I haven't gone there since yesterday, and I probably won't be on there for a while. But I'm sure there's a lot of upset and uproar. Rightly so. Because a lot of the issues with it, most of them went on the preview stream. The thing with the safety systems was Matt had a bit of an issue with that, but it didn't even really display it in like a light as like it didn't show how serious the issue actually was, in my opinion. Time to boycott the BO147. How is it? Honestly, like I said in my video, it's just another German logo. Like, there's nothing super special about it. It's nice having that screen on the left that shows you your destinations, and it's quite quick, quite rapid. It does have minor issues. One of the ambassadors went really technical, things that were beyond like my real understanding, so I'm not going to mention them, but it's why I recommend watching many videos if you really want to understand the products, not just from one perspective, because you get to make a more informed opinion or decision if you want to buy or not buy. But for me personally, it's just another German logo. It's just, it's nice to have. It is what you'd see in reality. So it's nice to have an accurate logo for the jobs that it does, on the routes that it does them. I actually don't know what routes this layers into, if I'm being honest. There's the quirk where the button to activate the cab, um, when you press it, the button is illuminated for the deactivate button, and then when you press the deactivate cab button, the button for the active one gets illuminated. So they've got them seemingly the wrong way around. Little bug, nothing too major, but don't really understand how it made it through to release, because you need to press it every time to drive the train. And for some reason, the voice for Sifa and the voice for AFB, and maybe some other voices, are different. It seems from what someone has said that they've been taken from different trains for some reason. Not quite sure why, but you can tell that they are different voices, and that is a little bit jarring. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, it's nice. It has a similar function to the Dragon from Simrel, where it shows you the axles, so you can see when something is slipping, when it shouldn't be. So I guess that's quite cool. Mabot, how are you doing? Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. How was your weekend? For me, the Czech route has been a great one so far. The vector simulations have done. Bro, CP, from the first few times that I played it, I said it's my top 5, or maybe even if not my top 5, in terms of just quality, in general compared to everything else. Top 5. Top 5, no doubt, top 5. Does this have last mile diesel, or is that just 187? Not as far as I'm aware. ASR, if you know how that's activated, I can try and do it here and see if it works or not. But I don't have knowledge of that. This looks just like a copy paste from the 187 with some other copying from other German DLCs. I mean, if the real life one also just looks like a copy paste, I'm not sure there's much you can do about that. Doing good, that's good to hear, man. I'm happy to hear that, my bot. Only bugs I found so far, LS90 won't work anymore after loading a save game. I think that's more a save game issue in general, to be fair. Save game balks a lot of things, man. Can't believe it's been 8 years and it's still in the state that it's in. Some passengers will get in front of the train at crossings, actually realistic, so not bothered. You know what? It took me a long time to see that. It wasn't until the day before the first stream that I did of it that I first encountered going through passengers. So it seems that they've done a better job regarding passengers than other routes, but yes, it's not perfect still. It's classic again, why don't bring in another loco. I'm not gonna lie, Jackson, I can't agree or disagree because I don't know for a fact whether anything's been copy pasted or whether it's been made from scratch. If it's been made from scratch and it just happens to be a similar loco, I don't have a big issue with that. You know, if it's what's seen in reality on the routes that we have, then I don't understand how that can be a bad thing to have it in the game, even if it is similar to other things. I think if you would prefer to see something else as a priority before this train, I think that just comes down to a matter of opinion. But for me, as long as a train operates on a route that we have in the game, and then that train is brought in as a DLC, I don't see how that can be a bad thing at all. It's like, for example, if we had a bunch of underground routes, like a lot of the underground trains are the same, especially the ones that run on the Northern Line, the Piccadilly Line, the Central Line. These are all different trains. These are all different trains, but then they do look very, very similar. And let's say we had all of those routes, but they were running only the train from one of the routes, and then they brought in the correct train. I wouldn't be mad about that, because yes, although the correct train looks like the train that's being used, we had the wrong train. So to bring in the right one now, even if it's going to look similar, yeah, man, I'm not mad about that. Yeah, that was what's that, 2000 hertz magnet, isn't it? That tripped me. 2000 hertz magnet. I didn't slow down to 100 quick enough. Variety's kind of objective. Sorry, it's not have to. Having two similar locos instead of something different, that's not variety. Am I wrong? Well, see, this is what I'm saying. So if you're talking in terms of something like a variety, then that's a subjective matter, and as long as it's an opinion, I think it's completely valid. But for me, it's just more. I'm more of the mind of, okay, does this train have a place in the routes that we have in the game, or has it just been created for the sake of it because it was easy to make, and then they put it on although it's not prototypical? If it's that, then I would have an issue with it, of course. But as long as it runs in reality on the routes that we have in the game, I don't personally have an issue with it. But yes, of course, variety is always nice. I think before we even get into the variety with regards to trains, for me personally, I'm more bothered about the liveries and the fact that we never get multiple liveries with DTG locos especially. I think even if we have similar locos across the country, just having them in different liveries would be a good start, you know, and it would make things look different. It would vary things enough. It's a lot more you think it's a lot easier to do, you know, different liveries than it would be to do a whole different train. This is not Speedy Gonzalez. It's the AFB voice for me that's ridiculous. The second I heard it, I was like, okay, this is odd. This can't be right. And apparently, I don't know. I've heard an opinion that I've heard someone say it's not right. I've heard someone say it is, but not from this train. I don't know. I've never seen a 147 as a regional local in Stuttgart. I don't live there. As far as I know, they don't run there. I could be very wrong. Well, this timetable is set in 2018, Jackson. So it's from if it did, it would have been from 2018 period. When I'm going to send as an IC2 version. I don't think there's much of an excuse. I think the IC2 has a place on, as I understand, the IC2 has a place on quite a few routes, if I'm not mistaken. And I just can't imagine it would have been so much work that years since we should have seen it, it still is not available in the game. At this point, I'm pretty certain a third party is going to bring it in. TSG don't usually do like modern stuff, but I think it could come from them. It could come from someone, you know, another third party that might enter the scene. Hello, JFK. How you doing, boss? There was an incident with a train here in Lisbon. The doors open outside of the platform. Oh, was that because SDO didn't do his job? Was that because the driver didn't press the right button, or was the driver not fully in the platform? 80% of the German routes, at least, that's who's fitting. Yeah, so there's no excuse for it not to have come into the game by now. I can't imagine it somehow be licensing. But then again, you look at how we don't get, well, we usually won't get the correct livery for trains. Like, they'll layer in a train and then they won't change its livery for the route. If, you know, if not even a basic thing like that is done, how can we even start talking about new trains? Like, you know, if we're gonna be talking the reality in line with expectations in line with reality, we have to, you know, the bar is low. The bar is low, and I think expectations need to match that. as much as that sucks to say, you can't buy a bicycle and expect to reach 100 miles an hour, you know. And I think right now we have a bicycle in our hands. Jordy, good to see you. How you doing?
Zugbeeinflussung.
Is AFP gonna slow us down in time? Yeah. There is a mod already. What, for the IC2? Don't tell me it's not reasonable to assume this logo is a copy and paste. I didn't say it's not reasonable. I didn't say that at all. I said I don't know. I have no idea. I'm doing very good, thank you, Jordy. Have a good weekend. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pretty decent. Pretty busy. But then that's just life in general now. I got more rest than I normally would get over the weekend, so not mad about that at all. Overall, can't complain. Yeah, how was yours? Just don't buy the shit anymore. It's not that hard. Anyways, give impact. I mean, mate, I've been saying that for years, years and years and years. I've been saying that, and years of people complaining, and people continue to do just that. And cool, you know, everyone's entitled to do that, to spend their money however they desire. But you do have to understand that doing that, you are showing the company that you're purchasing from that that's okay, that you're happy enough to part with your money with the product.
Zifa.
But you know that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Even if we count all other reasons aside, if you're on console and you want a train sim experience, let's say you're even on PlayStation, because on Xbox you can say SimRail, although SimRail PC and SimRail Xbox are not the same. If you're on PlayStation and you want a train simulation experience, where do you go? If you know, if this is your only option. Day 946 of waiting for a Belgian route, mate. Before one comes in, it might be day 9460. It's like giving your money to Zelensky. I mean, you know, if that works. What do you mean it's a train museum? SimRail will come at some point. Now that we're in April, you'd expect that the releases will slow down a little bit, and there'll be more of a gap to stream something other than TSW. So it could be next week.
Zifa.
Oh, if you want to have a train sim, let's be real though, man. No one's going to be traveling daily to a museum, no matter how good the sim is there. There is a fairly cool one in the London Transport Museum that I went on. It uses not MSTS. What's the other train sim? Like the old school one, BVE, Open BVE, and they have like the proper handle. I did a horrible job driving that train, but it was fine. Graphics were atrocious, as one would expect, but I guess it was kind of cool. You know what? Even putting consoles aside, there's not really another train sim that does what TSW does, how TSW does it. You got Trace Sim Classic, where the graphics are, you know, very, very subpar, no 24-hour timetable, you can't walk around and really interact with much in the cabs. You've got Zusi, which you can do even less in, although it's more realistic in other aspects. Simrail, more of a simulator, but you're limited to Poland. Then you got Magina, limited to Poland. I think there's another one that's limited to Poland. So you don't really have anything, you know, you got Railroader, that's just Steam locos. There's just not anything else that does what TSW does. What will be the first? I don't think there will ever be multiplayer in TSW, in all honesty. I'm sure shunting in Simra will come first, even if it takes 6 years. I'm pretty certain it will come. I don't know why things with that game take as long as they do, man. How many people are they developing on it? I thought there would be quite a few, but I don't know. It comes across like there's maybe 2 people working on that game at any given time. Hello, Fab. Found amazing settings for my i7-6600 and 4060 resolution. There you go, nice one. Yeah, your system is more than capable, man. More than capable. I'm glad that you're having a good experience with it now. Every time they release something on Simra, I find no ways to break it. Simra devs hate to see you come in. Well, hold on a second. What did you break on the Impulse? Surely there's not too much that can go wrong with a train, right? Well, there always is, I guess. There always is room for errors. My one single fan 4060 is a bit noisy, but for performance, it's worth it. 160, one fan 4060. Which 4060 do you have? Or do you mean there's just like one fan that works or that is spinning? If you can't break it, we have a big... Why would it be a big problem if you can't break it? Isn't that a good thing? Software development's first ever completely bug-free product. Alright, Jordy. Enjoy, my man. It's a 4060 with only one fan. Well, I think as long as this is getting enough air, Fab shouldn't have an issue with overheating. Read again and concentrate on how it's written. I mean, if you can't break it, oh right, break as in slow the train down. Grammatical pun, I like. I missed it at first, but I like it. A rare pun dub for ASR.
Zifa.
The timetable is broken. Is it broken or is it just crap? Well, that's the thing, Hank. Sorry, ASR. I just assumed that like people make grammatical errors. So I think that's why I just looked over what you wrote in the first time I read it. Hank, how are you doing, my man? Good to see ya. It will do. I get my 9-1500X in 2 months. That should, yeah, that should that should blow your i7 out of the water. In all honesty, it's a good, very good CPU. Oh, my voice is going. That's good to hear, Hank. I'm doing good, thank you, mate. How was your weekend? Get up to anything fun? I know you've done a bit of cooking. That was a guarantee with you. Or do you take a break on the weekends and go takeaway? Why are we slipping all of a sudden? Well, we went slipping before. Interesting. What am I eating today? I don't know. I've only had breakfast. I got up at 3 o'clock, I think, around 3 o'clock. So I only had breakfast. My afternoon / evening breakfast, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not quite sure.
Sifa.
My bot, thank you for your rate. Welcome again. You cooked both weekend days. Good on you. I'd give myself a break, man, if I was cooking every day. Well, I don't know. Usually, when I was living alone, I would cook for like the following few days. I had like a process, so that meant I wasn't cooking every single day. I think I was just a bit lazy. When braking with full application, press the brake release switch near the sander. It makes it stop smoother. Well, yes, but that would be if it's a bit controlled and I'm stopping where I actually want to stop. With the previous one, I had passed my stop marker already, so I just needed to stop as soon as possible. But I'll take that on board for future. It sounds like the equivalent of limousine braking on cars. Don't know if it has a keyboard shortcut, I use it a lot. I think its keyboard shortcut is just below release. There's no button for it like directly, as far as I understand.
Zugbeeinflussung.
It doesn't seem like there's a huge amount of time between that signal and the next one. Please slow down.
Störung.
Goodness
Störung.
me.
Störung. Zwangsbremsung. Zwangsbremsung.
Another one.
Zwangsbremsung. Zwangsbremsung. Zwangsbremsung.
Not fully realistic is the release button is just a completely recharged brake pipe.
Sifa. Zwangsbremsung. Zwangsbremsung.
Last take was 2 weeks ago, very late from work, so I was on piece of my head and home. Valid. You know what? It is good, to be honest, realistically. Like, not all of them, not all takeaways are terrible. But, yeah, I guess when you can avoid them, you'd want to do that. Alright, I mean, I don't really like using full braking. I try to avoid it as much as I can. A bit of a shame that I didn't have much of a choice there, and even that wasn't enough. You learned it from a video of a Portuguese train driver.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
I guess, yeah, it just does depend on sort of TOC or geography, or even just how a particular driver might do things, although you would think that regardless of country, procedures would be quite strictly followed. Bless me. No, that's completely... Oh boy. That's completely understandable, Hank. That makes perfect sense. I think with me, and this is the case with a lot of things for me, the thought of it is like, oh, I don't want to do that. And it's easy to avoid it. But then when I start doing it, oh, I have so much fun with it. I used to love cooking, man. Just love doing things in my own way, making a little creation, and actually having it, taste good at the end. I've had some stinkers in my time, I won't lie. But we learned very quickly from them. All right, my boy. Have a lovely rest of your day, mate. Thank you very much for popping up. It's good to see you. Take care, Domi, as well. See you later. Hello. Hello, Mr. Moneyman. Mr. Pay Rise. How you doing? And what's the update on your headlight situation as well?
Zifa.
The Zifa on here really gives you no time to react. Like between seeing it and moving your hand or your thumb or finger to clear it, it will start making noise. Got it all there. Okay, nice. Nice. Under warranty, yeah? Got the money back for the retest too. Oh, nice. How so? Did they feel bad because it was their fault? For the You know what? I've been playing through the Mafia games recently, and that sounds very much in line with a Mafia-style punishment. Love it. No, I hear it, man. I hear it. There's levels. Can't let people take you for a muppet, especially when it comes to your pocket. Okay, that sound was interesting. Also got a new phone, and anyone's get your battery replaced. Ha. So it did what? Did the sales people do their marketing spiel successfully? Or did something catch your eye? I'm getting a lot of stuttering
Zugbeeinflussung.
that I wasn't getting before. As I really do need to get the battery on my camera phone replaced. But there's two things. One, can't be bothered. Well, three things actually. One, I just can't be bothered for it. Two, it's not my daily. It doesn't really need a battery replacement. But three, I've got a lot of history there. A lot of history on it. And I don't want it to get wiped. I don't know if that still happens, but I remember back in the day, like whenever you would take a phone to get fixed for whatever reason, they would always wipe it for some reason, and then you'd lose everything on it. Don't know if that still happens, but I'd rather not have that be done. I was getting 320 for managed trading. Oh, okay. So so the sales people did get you. Sometimes they get 70 Pro Max. 70 Pro Max for 20 quid is crazy. Does it come with just like the usual stuff? Unlimited calls, unlimited data, unlimited text. Hello, Safi. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you had a good weekend. Oh, just the phone. Ah, just the phone. That's what. Okay. Yeah. So cool. So then okay. So 20 quid a month towards the phone, and then you can get a decent like a monthly SIM plan for like 20-30 quid. Well, that's like the top end realistically for unlimited everything and whatnot. That would be the top end. That's decent then, man. So what did you have before? What did you trade in?
SIFA.
Unlimited everything for 21. Crazy. 14 Pro Max. You know what? That's not bad at all. The fact that you got 320 quid for that, that's not bad at all. Like, yes, 14 Pro Max is still realistically in terms of value, it's probably still worth like what it sold for. I don't see why it would be any less.
SIFA.
Zugbeeinflussung.
But you know how it is, man. A phone, whether it be like cars, phones, 1 year passes and all of a sudden they're only worth half as much as they were on day one. There's a lot of trains here, you know. I have not seen Stuttgart this full.
Störung. Störung.
Why?
Störung. Fahrbremsung.
What for?
Fahrbremsung. Fahrbremsung. SIFA. SIFA. Fahrbremsung.
Was it this?
Zugbeeinflussung.
No, that came on. I passed that afterwards. Why did I get emergency brakes?
Fahrbremsung. 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 Fahrbremsung.
Zugbeeinflussung.
What was that for? Not forking out huge money is basically a last month. Battery at 30. Yeah. Bro, iPhone battery, just Apple batteries in general, do not muck around. My iPad Air from a good few years ago now, if I don't touch it, if I just leave it as it is, the battery doesn't go down. It could be a week. I kid you not. The battery just doesn't move. If I'm like gaming on it, I say gaming. If I'm playing like Candy Crush on it, it does go down in a way that I do think, it's not terrible, but it does move. But like, I just like a device like that idling, just no worries at all. Yeah, I'm not surprised that the iPhones have got such a ridiculous battery life as well.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Limiting the auto charge to 95. Oh, is that setting you can do on iPhones now? Realistically, as far as I understand, you'd want to limit it to 80. That's what the Android phone have as an option. That's what I've been doing from day one of my S23 Ultra, which was from 2023 or 2022. And yeah, it's just as good as it was in day one.
SIFA.
You do also apparently you want to not let it die, just generally when it comes to phones. Don't want to let them die, and you'd want to plug them in to start charging them before they get to 15%. If you like want to really like max out battery life. I don't really adhere to that one too much, in all honesty. I'd like an option. I'd like if there was an option on my phone that it just dies before going to 15%, so it doesn't actually get that low. But yeah, I'm not too fussed about that. I've also turned off fast charging as well. Fast charging and obviously super fast charging, which is ridiculous. Very good, but they do wear out your battery much quicker than just slow charging. So after 3 years of fast charging, I've turned that feature off. And it honestly hasn't really affected me that much. And I don't know whether it's a placebo effect or not, but since I've done that, it feels like my phone lasts longer. So I'm not really I haven't really lost out on anything. Also entered a competition for iPhone Watch and AirPods for win. I saw that one. Oh, you would sell What, you saw the watch and the AirPods? Apparently, you're meant to take the case off too. What do you mean? Are you trolling? Dispatching Itzkovic, just chilling. What level of difficulty is Itzkovic? I have no memory of it. I have another trickle charge from 80% to have a full charge on that. Ah, okay. I would assume that works in a similar way. Right, these are all regional expresses. I did want to try a freight if there are any, but I don't think there are. What's RB? RB, regional bond. It's not freight, is it? Freight has a different designation. Oh, Itzkovic is easy. Oh, is that the one on the Discord you were saying that you need to get a particular number of hours in? Oh, it's a different one. Is that for an achievement? Oh, this is with these wagons. Interesting. You know what? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't have a problem with it. It's like a Trax. Well, it's part of the Trax family, so that makes perfect sense. Why isn't AFB turning on? It should come on when throttle is on 0. Okay. What is going on? What's going on with the brakes? Oh, they're not. I didn't cut them in. What a numpty. Or did I? No, I didn't cut them in. That was my bad. That's why AFP wasn't working.
RFB, RFB, RFB.
That's why we weren't going anywhere. Dispatch every post for 2 hours achievement. That's crazy you haven't got that one yet. Very cozy here, so I might just stay. I mean, it's not much work, is it? So you're basically just chilling. Each other's in Belgium. We still got new tracks is. Have you driven this one? Have you driven a 147 JFK? I don't know if they have them in Belgium. What's the thing about new phones that logging into everything? Well, you had an iPhone before. Doesn't it do it all automatically though? Isn't that like one of the special features? Although Android has their own version that doesn't really work as well. Not everything. I was under the impression you basically just copy paste. Huh. Have they changed it at some point? It's just that there's a situation a bunch of trains are piling up between early, late, and on-time trains. Well, as long as you're not the one behind those issues, ASR, you just do what you got to do, mate. Bank ups are the worst. I would imagine so. I don't think I've had to deal with that really, as far as I can remember. But if they are a bit of a pain in the arse, you'd probably want that to be the situation. So that if anyone tries any funny business, you know, it's also a headache for them. Tracked HLE 28. So not this one? When is your birthday, Dan? As you tell me, please don't expect me to remember, and don't be offended if I forget. If I do, great. If I don't, remind me. Don't take it personally. Oh, mad. Okay, you know what? Happy early birthday. If I remember tomorrow, I'll say it normally. If I don't, happy birthday. Any plans for it? Any trips? Any activities?
Seefahrt.
Just another day, you know what, mate? Honestly, same. Honestly, same. It's nice to be celebrated and to celebrate it, but I don't know. I grew up with not really much of a fuss being made about birthdays, really. So, and I think it also didn't help that, aside from a bit of cake and a birthday song at home, there wasn't really anything else, because my birthday falls during the summer holidays in for school, so I never celebrated it in school. So there was just never a kind of a deal made about it. So I'm honestly just not too fussed about it. Just celebrate getting old. Yeah, same, man. My dad had his one on in March. Kind of crazy how old he's turned, but makes sense. We're not far from it. Time just moves at such a ridiculous pace. You're not really far from any aging thing. So how funny it would be if I born on April 1st. Yeah, you would just be a fool your whole life. I do feel for people who you do have their birthdays on April 1st. Imagine you tell people, oh, it's my birthday today. And they're like, you're fooling me, right? No one would ever believe you. Trax 28 is second generation, also Trax 28, but they're not in service yet. Trax 17. Okay, so which one? Okay, so have you driven this or not? That's the only thing that I can understand. You gotta break it down for me. Tell me in layman terms, because all these designations, like at the top here, you got 91, 80, 61, and all them numbers. They all mean something. I read it, but I forgot. They all mean something. I don't know. Like I don't study this stuff. Jules Thompson was born on the 4th day. Oh really? Huh. Oh, if they come in here, we'll drop them a little happy birthday. I have driven one, but in another color. Ah. I do wish we had this in other colors as well. To be honest, it's a shame that we don't. As is normally the case anyway. With this game. I know who Joel Thompson is. I do like these new TSR signs. Why the correct signage wasn't brought in with the feature? I don't understand, man. It's a sign. It's a small little sign. Why not just do it correctly, man? Welcome back, Jordy. Money? Not really, because they made them anyway. They created them anyway from scratch. So why not just create them properly? Or is that a bit too sensible? I think it might be a little bit too sensible of an idea. Half fast is easier sometimes. Well, is it though? Like, it's a sign. It's a little sign. How can you half-ass a sign? A small sign. We're not talking like... Oh, bro, like, there's no complicated sign. A sign is a sign. This is a little one that pokes out the ground on the side of a track. Like, there's no benefit of the doubt that you can give here.
Zifa.
What did you tell me about asking important questions? Yes. Touche. Is it even important though? Like, does this even fit under the important bracket? It's just such a minor thing. Such a minor thing.
Zifa.
Let me have a gander. JFK. Oh, well, it's the same. Yeah, nice. I like the livery. I like that livery. Is Jackson, are you still here? Okay. Bit too hard on the brakes. I just saw the station coming up at 500 meters. This train is ridiculous in both stopping and going. I am starting to question the physics a little bit. They do seem a bit too OP. The thing was gonna... with 500 meters left before our stopping point, The train looked like it was going to stop before it even got to the platform. How many cars do I have? Enough that we shouldn't be stopping like that. Even if it was a loco by itself, I'd be questioning it. We have quite a few. 5 cars. Now, they're probably very light. They look like they're, they weigh nothing. Oh, they're actually quite nice. Oh, sliding doors as well. Hello. Is that how they sound when they close? Part of me says, I don't think so. Have I seen the new TGV? No, I haven't. I have one source of like what's new in the train world, and it's a page on Instagram, and I don't go there enough. I'll be caught up on things most of the time. Last week was not one of them. What did they change with the TGV and TSW? They are removing it from this route. Why? It's actually a very bad reason, I'm not gonna lie. I've discussed it with Alex. If it hasn't been said publicly, I won't say why. But I will say it's a super disappointing reason. It should be public information at some point. It wasn't read enough. You know what? That's arguably a better reason. I think that might actually be a better reason than the real one. No, nothing to do with the license. No, nothing to do with the license. Gameplay works as you'd expect. I mean, if your expectations are set right for what the game is, then see. That's the reason for removing it, so the gameplay works as you'd expect. Is that what they said publicly? Okay. What a way to word it. Wow. That's proper marketing. Proper marketing speech. Wow. They're not wrong. It's just very marketing speech. Whoa. Okay. They're not wrong though. Basically, it was too many DLCs for PS5. I'll check it in a second, JFK, when we come to a stop.
Nächste Station, Kirchheim, Neckar. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts.
No, it's not about that, ASR. All the people that were saying before, oh, consoles holding the game back, consoles holding the PC, the PC experience back. Now there's actually some truth to that. Yeah, yes, it only had 6 services. Are we missing out on a huge layer? No. But I think every layer is as important as the next. And we now lose it on PC. Xbox players lose it because PlayStation couldn't handle it. Oh yeah, no, JFK. Yeah, it's sticking out to me more. Bro, it was more obvious on the station before. 500 meters to go until my stopping point. I go full service. It stops at about 100. It slowed down to stopping speed in about 150 meters, 200 from whatever speed we were doing.
Sehr geehrte Reisende, herzlich willkommen im Zug R.
How does it make sense how does it make sense to you that a fix would be don't release as many
Wir wünschen
DLCs?
Ihnen eine angenehme Reise. Nächste Station, Walheim. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts.
Yeah, in terms of like too many layers. It had the game. PlayStation has an issue where you can only load up so many DLCs at one time. Obviously, every layer is its own DLC. Well, no, PS5 can still enjoy all the DLCs. Just don't don't bring their issues over to other platforms, especially when it's a detriment to the experience. Well, yes, you're right. Although it's too late for this particular example, but also, what do you mean? Yes, less game content is the way forward. How about release more and make them work? You know, play nice with each other. That Jordy, that's what I said. That's what I said. The question that I asked and the response was something along the lines of it would upset players not having the same experience across all platforms. But then I said, wouldn't it upset players more if their experience is made worse because of a platform that's nothing to do with them? In short. But they said they're still gonna take a look at it. So, you know, hopefully they come up with a solution that works for everyone. Well, ASR, that's why they've bundled the 423 with this route now. Before it was just a layer, but because of the issues that PlayStation has, they've now made it so that the 423 actually comes with this route, and that's why they finally gave it the correct livery. Can you see the brake percentage of the train? I believe on the screen on the right, the bar that's the yellow bar, if I'm not mistaken, the two yellow bars.
Sehr geehrte Reisende, herzlich willkommen im Zug RB nach Stuttgart Hauptbahnhof. Wir wünschen Ihnen
Doesn't help when they
eine
release
angenehme
routes without new
Reise.
trains.
Nächste Station Besigheim. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links.
I think they should just release every route they release should have all the layers that can be on it with the route. They come with the route, but they're locked. So if you don't own the route that train is in or that train DLC, you can't play it on that route. So that you don't need to bundle a 100 DLCs per route as layers. Every route will just be its own DLC, but some content can be locked. Don't know if that's possible, but like Simrel, do it how Simrel does it. With Simrel, all the content that they release is in your game. It just unlocks once you purchase it. Once you purchase that particular DLC, but you have it in the game available already, if that makes sense. Whenever you buy content for Simrel, nothing downloads. It just becomes available to you in the game. That's how the DLC should, the routes should operate here. You got a code. Geordie, my nose is just sort of its own entity. It could be blocked for the sake of it, for the love of the game. It could run for the love of the game. Like I don't have a cold. My throat is completely fine. I'm good, but my nose will just sort of do its own thing, whatever that may be. I'm used to it by now. Like ever since school, like I can't go anywhere without like a packet of tissues with me, because my nose is going to do something at some point. I'll check it now, JFK. Oh, that looks quite ugly, doesn't it? That does look quite ugly. In Simra, only routes aren't downloaded. Oh, okay, but okay, so only the loco DLC and wagons and stuff are already in the game, but the routes. No, sorry. Only the routes are already in the game, but the trains you download. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was all of the DLCs. I think the comparison still works, even with that. North Colombian Marshal, you know what?
Sehr geehrte
Never in my life. You know, I was thinking about this the other day, you know, because I've had many an opportunity to do it. And I was thinking, raw, like, I actually didn't. Like, I've never done it. And I never will, or, like, from now on. So, like, any opportunity to give it a go has long passed. I always do consider it as a pick-me-up when I'm very tired, though. I was thinking, what if? You know? What if? Forget coffee, forget Red Bull, forget a Tenzing. Just a bit of bigger sugar. Routes aren't downloaded in the base game. Yeah. Wait. Okay, yeah. A couple of grams. Bro, I could not believe how little you get for how big money people spend on it. It's very expensive. To be fair though, JFK, these platforms are like 400 meters long. They're ridiculous. But at the same time, yeah, so is the train's braking power. Too many leaves. With Impulse 2 in Sim Road, the sweet spot, max brake, engine platform at 70. Max brake, enter the platform at 70. Okay, yeah, but it depends on the station, right? Because different stations have different platform length and stopping points, and then you have to figure out gradients as well. Because I tried to do that with the Elf before I did everything on cruise control, and sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. For the record, Twitch AI, the streamer. I didn't say drugs are bad. I didn't make any comment on them. They're not great. Just to be clear.
Zugbeeinflussung.
With minimum platform length, that 70 is enough. Okay, so worst case scenario. I'll bear that in mind then, when I have my go with it. I always come up platform around 60 kilometers an hour, brightness 68%.
Sifa.
Zug beeinflussen.
Usually I aim for 50 kilometers an hour. It depends. It just depends on the train, though, doesn't it? Personally, green should be legalized in this country. I don't know. I'm in two minds about it, man. I'm in two minds about it because on the one hand, it's not that deep, and it seems like the only reason it's not is because the government would struggle with taxing it, and making like profit off it. Honest, on another hand, though, like I've seen it affects people quite badly, and you can make the argument all day that it's not addictive, but people are addicted to it. People are addicted to it, even if it may not have any addicting chemicals or ingredients within it. People are still people do get addicted to it. So I don't know. I'm in two minds, but I'm glad that in terms of like the health benefits, that side of it is legalized, and people are like, you can get medical, you can get it medically. So I'm glad that in terms of that side of things, it is legal, but for like recreational purposes, yeah, 50-50 on it, man. I guess lots of people being given criminal records and being labeled as criminals for something that's not a crime, ultimately. But it can also have, yeah, a negative effect. And I end with the margin till I release. 4 to 4.2 bar. They say, I know you're a road train driver. I've never seen the yellow rail pool. You know what? This is probably a mod, actually. But it looks nice anyway. I've never seen that. That's not like a default game thing, is it? Wait, no. Even the rail pool in the game doesn't have this, though, does it? It doesn't have this blue thing. It just says rail pool in it. Am I bugging? Alcohol does more damage than cannabis. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that one is no debate. And cigarettes, too, in terms of, like, health. But the government can very easily tax and keep on top of alcohol and cigarettes. You see how hard they come on people who try and, you know, go around that. Sorry, someone mentioned a mod for the 147. What mod is this and where is it? I didn't find it. My go-to is the Tracesim community website. But it's not there. Latest editions. It's just not there.
Sehr geehrte Reisende, herzlich willkommen im Zug RB nach Stuttgart Hauptbahnhof. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Reise. Nächste Station Ludwigsburg. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts.
Opinion on the 90. Fab, I released a video on it on YouTube. You'll find everything there. I think that video will do more than I can say now. Seems to be more around in society these days. I've seen more people doing it. What, cannabis or alcohol? Cannabis is very like normal. Like I've been very surprised a lot of the time when it comes to like who I've seen smoking or carrying it. It's like the drug that's like legal but it's not legal. That's how it seems to be treated. ETCSDSW would be nice. I mean, we do have it, JFK, just a half-hearted and broken version of it. But it is in the game. In Spain, drivers just say I put a kilo on the brakes. See, if they're more in the south of Spain, ASR, then that could have various different meanings, and it probably does have various different meanings in the south of Spain. 90 socks, almost 7 bag average. I mean, that's one way to put it, to shorten it. Can I see your in-game graphics? I'm just curious. Everything's maxed out, Fab. Everything maxed out on Ultra, except sky quality, which should be very high because of Jetwash's mod. Yeah, everything else ultra. Screen percentage 100%. I play at 4K. I don't need any more. But the routes that have it IRL doesn't have it in game. Oh, in terms of like actually driving with it, like, yeah. No, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember whether, because it's the S-Bahn, S-Bahn? Luzern-Cersei route. Sorry, no, Luzern-Cersei route. It's a Swiss route. It's a Swiss route with a flirt. I don't remember exactly how hard it's implemented. I just know it on the train isn't done well. I mean, ASR, I think I described it quite well. It's crap. I wish I had a 5090, mate. Back of a wagon or not, I wish I had a 5090. Then I could play everything. Then I could actually, it would be worth getting a high refresh rate 4K monitor. Slap the 3080 Ti into my streaming rig, up the streaming quality beyond what it is now. Ugh, I wish, honestly. If you put a screen on 200%, won't look better for you. It would, but I'm already at 4K fab. I don't see it necessary to do so. Yeah, it would just cost me performance unnecessarily, I think. And technically, that would make me be playing at 8K if I've understood it correctly. Which, yeah, it's just unnecessary. 4080 Super is beyond decent. Jordy, beyond decent. Look how much place I had left yesterday on my train. How much place you had left? Let me see. Oh, snap. Was that intentional? There's no magnet there anyway, isn't it? So, you know, I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if he did go past it a little bit. I mean, it's a spad is a spad, right? You'd still get talking to about it, I think, but if you know, no one has to know. For box full of RAM, well, fell off a wagon. Apparently, RAM prices are starting to kind of go back. I jumped from a 3060 to a 4080 Super. That's a very decent jump. That's a very decent jump, bruv. There's a lot of like unnecessary like GPU purchase that people make where they get like I don't know what, 5% tops gain on performance, and it's just completely unnecessary. That's one of the necessary ones. You'd have derailed JFK. Well, no, I mean like if you just went past it. If you just went past it. I'm jumping from a 4060 to 5070 and I said 100 and 1500X. In all honesty, Fab, 4060 to 5070, have you seen any like comparison videos between the two? Like how much more performance you would get from a 5070 to from a 4060? I don't feel like it would be a huge amount. If you can save your money, and then save up for something a little bit higher end, if it's even necessary, to be honest. Do you need an upgrade? That's another question as well. A lot of people upgrade, they don't need to. Like for 4K 60, I don't need to upgrade unless I want to hit 60 FPS constantly maxed out in every single game, because I do dip sometimes. But I mean, 80% of the time I'm at 60 FPS, 4K maxed out. Can't complain. I also had a 3060 I gave it to my wife. It gave me 48 Super. Oh, is your wife a gamer as well? Very cool. Very cool. Happy 4K 60, I can push it, but my display only 175 FPS. I mean, if you can push it to 4K 75, maybe you'd benefit visually from that slight improvement in FPS. But realistically, if you're not going to do 120 or 144, you're not really going to see much. Am I coming in a bit too fast? I am, aren't I? But this train has super brakes, so we're fine. All the passengers are thrown up, but at least we stopped where we needed to. Yeah, I do want a 4K 120 or 4K 144 at least. I won't lie. I was on 144 hertz monitor for a little while, and yeah, I did like the gains. Like, I'm not playing a game that needs a high refresh rate. It's just better on the eyes. But when I did it, I went down to 1440p, which wasn't like a huge loss, but quite a noticeable one for me personally. And I don't know, I've always had an issue with colors on that monitor.
Sehr geehrte Reisende, herzlich willkommen im Zug.
Or maybe I'm just too used to these colors. But this is a pretty good monitor when it comes to color accuracy, so I think I can trust it.
Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts.
It's a pre-built though. I'm upgrading so I can run a TSW a bit smoother. I don't have plain routes and have it like on medium to low settings. I mean, once you upgrade your CPU, you're upgrading your CPU first, Fab, right? Upgrade your CPU and then see how the performance is, and then if you still feel like you need a GPU upgrade, then go for it. But if you meant that the pre-built is the whole package, the new CPU and your new GPU, they're all coming in the pre-built, then that's fine. You end up going for ages after this. You're not going to need to, man, honestly. My PC's all 2020, like, 2 components, 2021. I don't need to upgrade. I basically messed up my eyes with the fact I can still see the biggest plus. Really? The third person, I want to notice a difference. Care to share the story, or is it a bit too personal? TSW and PCs look so bad, X so bad. Yep, agreed. Just about my CPU overheat. It says liquid cooler. Oh, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. As long as you're in a liquid cooler, shouldn't have any issues. Although they do also have an expiry date at some point. But it will last you long enough. Team ready for CPUs? Same. I mean, I don't think I'm a particular team. I just happen to have an AMD CPU, but that's because it was better than anything Intel had out at the time, especially in terms of value for money. And after several years, Intel finally have come up with something that's actually good in the CPU market. But AMD's value, man, just incredible. I could get the 950-900X for the 3060 because that means it costs $1,400. No. If you're getting a 4060, get that. No, wait, you have a 4060 now, so you'd be downgrading. Don't do that. Unless you're going to move your 4060 to the pre-built piece, to the one of the 3060 in, I guess that would make sense, and then you could maybe sell the 3060. I was on the news back in like 2020. Mad. Wow. Was it successful? That's so cool. Like, not that obviously the whole thing, but like the fact that, you made the news basically. Crazy. So was it then with the condition you would have been blind by now then without that. Nabil, how you doing, boss? Good to see you. Hello, King. How you doing, mate? Long time since I caught you on the streams, or since you caught me on the stream. Possibly.
Zifa.
I'm happy for you, man. Sight is, it's a gift. Like, it's a standard, but also a gift for sure. RTX 3060, 4060, 460, or you can pick from. Well, 5070 then, isn't it? Budget, allowing. Between 30 or 40 people would normally lose that. Wow.
Zifa.
What would that be in a percentage? Just super busy? That's all good, man. That's all good, man. I hear you, trust me. I hear you, man. Hopefully it's a good busy, a productive busy. The RTX 4070 is 80 quid less compared to 5070. Go for the 5070, man. It's worth it for the 80 quid, I think. Especially when you're going to be spending as much as you're spending anyway.
Zifa.
Is a 9-1500 X5070 mid-low PC or high-end? I would personally call that a high-end. I think it's debatable. For me, that's a high-end PC in today's economy. Because 5070 is what's the highest GPU? 5090. So you're 2 steps away from a 5090. So it's still well within high-end, within a high-end bubble. And the 950-900X, I don't know where that sits nowadays. There's quite a lot going on in the CPU market. But that is a solid CPU. It's not an X3D, but still a very solid CPU. I would say a high-end. If anything at all, mid to high-end. But for me, it's a high-end. One of my eyes is probably 5% by summer 2020, and the other about 10%. Oh damn!
Zifa.
Wow.
Zifa.
So is there anything further that you can do to resolve it? You call your PC mid-end. It's better I don't talk, man.
Zugbeeinflussung.
No, I like the optimism. 100%, bro. 100%. $7950X, solid CPU, 4080 Super. 4080 Super, 48. What's that? 4080 Super, I believe, is the 5070 equivalent, right? If I'm not mistaken. That's kind of how Nvidia does their thing, or did their thing at one point. I'll be able to stream. Oh yeah, you'll be able to stream. Yeah. You'll be able to stream off the GPU anyway. You can use the GPU as an encoder. So your CPU won't even be doing any work. On Nvidia card, the modern Nvidia cards, there's a bit of horsepower in them reserved only for streaming, so it won't even like affect your gaming experience. So yeah, you'll be good, man. You're good. Oh no, Bill, for you personally, it does the job, and that's the most important thing for me, in my opinion. But when we're talking mid-end, high-end, low-end, whatever end, there is like a not a procedure. Procedure? I think maybe procedures, maybe the word procedure works. But there is like a, and it's always relevant to today. Something that was high-end in 2006 is not high-end today, for example. It's always relevant to the modern day. So if you were to compare the GPU, for example, to the modern day standard, which would be like a 5090, CPU, same thing. I actually don't know what CPU you run. I know your GPU. I don't know your CPU. Why make it 5070 but make it the same as a 4080? Well, the 4080 is the same as a 3080 Ti. Oh, no. 4080. No,
Seefahrt.
4080 I think was a 3090, and then the 4070 was like a 3080. It's the same reason that cars always change the way their cars look, isn't it? You know, you look at that same model of a car, it changes every year, but there's not really a need for it. It's just, you know, under the hood, it's not too different from the previous model year. It's just what companies do. NVIDIA GPUs has an NVENC chip which encodes. Yeah, that's the one. There's a few different options when you go to like OBS and stuff for NVENC. That's why I really want an NVIDIA graphics card for my streaming PC. Would you say my i7 4060 is a lone PC? Not with a 4060. I don't know the other with a look, taking the 4060 alone in its own bubble. That I would say is mid-end. Yeah, I think mid-end. If not, then low to mid. But I think I would say it's a mid-end. I don't know anything about the CPU though, in all honesty. With the state of my eyes, I treat myself to a high-end. A high-end what, sorry? Still could go at some point, being such a new treatment, long-term effects are... Yeah, that is... Yeah. That's always the thing, isn't it, with treatments like that, man? Oh, PC. You know, absolutely, man. Absolutely. If, God forbid, anything does happen with your site, then you've seen the best that you can see. Maybe I do put a GPU in my wish list, just so I can play games completely stress free, and put this one in this PC, or I could just buy a mid-end, low-end NVIDIA GPU with an NVENC encoder into this PC and keep my 3080 Ti where it is. I might just Klarna a 5090, you know, right now. Just Klarna a 5090. Annoying things when I drive on Medway Valley Line, I turn on the announcements. That's the only route I need them, so I always need to turn them off because you can't select per route. Well. Oh, it's the only route you need them because you use mods for the other routes. Right, let's do some Dosto runs. Buffer's like a mile away. I know, but I came to a stop already. I wasn't then going to start moving again. Might as well just end it there, innit? I mean, I could be wrong. I could be looking at it with the wrong lens. 4060 is equivalent to a 3070. What would I say about a 3070? I'd say a 3070 is a mid card. Yeah, I say a 3070 is a mid card. So yeah, a 4060 is a mid card as well. It's not a high end. You couldn't play 4K max settings at 60 FPS consistently with a 4060. I haven't driven one of these in a while. NHS paid 1.2 mil for you to have it. That's gangster. That's actually gangster. Demi or something I could never afford is great for it. They thought such quality and improvement. They could justify it. I mean, shout out to the NHS in general. Like, the NHS is actually just legendary. Like, we do appreciate it, but I don't think we could ever appreciate it enough. Wolfsburg. Why does the thing block? The thing blocks the thing. How silly is that? Why is it not in alphabetical order as well? I thought it said in the bill. Still doesn't show up at the front. Is the 5090 Astro Edition like the highest,
Herzlich willkommen im Zug
like most expensive 5090 JFK?
Würzburg Hauptbahnhof.
Yes, or I don't want them on other routes, for example, German routes where I can't drive with them. Too unrealistic for you. Yeah, no, fair enough. That's valid.
Ausstieg Fahrtrichtung rechts.
I can't tell you why the PS isn't working. Could be a core issue, could be an issue caused by a mod. Class 90 is not worth the price, though. That's 15 runs you can do, and it added onto one. Yeah, I didn't even touch on that whole side of things on my video. I actually completely forgot about all of that. But yeah, all things considered, it's one of the worst DLCs to come out in a long time. I can press auto destination, but auto destination said Wurzburg. ASR. I've been partaking in medical research on my eyes for the past 20 years or so they can see how potentially materialized over life. Ah, yeah, so they've been keeping track on it. Yeah, I used to do a lot of those sort of not a lot, but I've done trials for asthma. Including a weird one when I was younger where I had to like breathe in like salty air or something like that. Didn't really do much at the time. In reality, you would just enter your train number and it will say your destination correctly. It also shows the next stop and controls the announcements. Pretty much what it does there then. I think, no? Thought so. It's water cooled. Two different. Okay, yeah, the water cooled. Yeah. The water cooled cards are usually insane, crazy, and they are usually the ones that need to be water cooled. So, to be fair, I could put. Yeah, I could put a water cooled thing on here if it really came to it. I think it would be a little bit silly. Which was. Nabil, you know this by now, man. If you want something to not be looked at or to not be fixed, then yeah, I can do that. I can definitely do that. You ever get lag spikes, like a slight lag spike? Always, Fab, always. You'll get a lot of them when you run a route for the first time, or if you run a route that you haven't driven in for a long time. But generally speaking, yeah, you can't get rid of that no matter what GPU you have or what CPU you have. AS, I'd rather stick to the plan, boss. Not gonna lie. I'd rather really just stick to the plan. See some machines that are priced, which is pretty cool. What with regards to like medical machines for eyes? It's just Unreal Engine, Fab. According to what's been said, the way Unreal Engine works, without going too deep into the technicalities, is the reason for it. So, apparently, it's never going to go away. apparently. Medical stuff, yeah. It's crazy, like the engineering sometimes that I'll hear of, or you know, when people go into a bit of detail about them, just the stuff that goes into them, man. It's just like mind blowing. The brains that put these things together, and just the collaboration as well between, you know, medical personnel, scientists, engineers, researchers. It's like it's sort of like the nice side of humanity, you know, what can be achieved when we work together, when there's unity. The actual destination is what I've set it to now, ASR. Neckarsulm. The way Unreal Engine doesn't work is the cause for it. Yeah, you could also put it that way. I'm a Gotcha Class Night review video. Okay, Fab. Spent £30 on a really good model train, but the routes on the trip. Fab. Listen, I put those videos up for people to watch them before they buy. You know, I'll never be able to stop everyone. There'll always be people that want to buy things straight away. But please, do your due diligence, man. Have a look around, have a look at the reviews, and from different people as well. Don't just look at one source of information and then decide afterwards, because otherwise you could make a decision that you really, really regret. One machine was under a lock and key system and had to have a new code to go through the door every day. Lock and key system, is that like what they use for like nuclear machines that are tied to like nuclear codes and stuff, where you have to put like a key in it, like a big metal thing? Only buy them to add on to my collection. So yeah, fair enough, Fab. Hopefully, you know, for your sake and everyone else that's bought it, they release updates quickly. Because, and as in they actually do, because they'll say something, but then you'll be waiting 6 years for it. There is one route if they make, I'll buy it no matter what. Which one is that, Jordan? I think everyone has that one, you know. Although, I've always said, yeah, District Line 2000s, but, or like 2010s even, but, it has to be done well. I'm not gonna lie. I won't lie. Imagine your beloved route, but it's trash. There's barely any detail. The timetable's bad. The trains don't sound like what they do in reality. Bunch of bugs. Like, would you still buy it? Anything based around Newcastle? Huh? Would you still buy something based around Newcastle if it was just in a terrible, terrible state? Because usually that's when you'd be even more of a stickler for detail. Like when the Suffragette line came out, it had to be done well, man. It had to be like what made me rate it the way I did was the fact that I was very what's the word? Like I knew the route myself. I knew the train. So without even sort of doing it intentionally, I was looking for details. And luckily, I'll say, yeah, they got everything more or less spot on. Would it be nice to have like a busier Barking with underground stock and C2C trains? They could have done it if they wanted to, let's be honest. But yeah, I mean, that's one station on the whole route, so. One thing I hate how PS4 can't get the Class 90. Like, why release such a suggested trade for PS4 users to not have Fab. PS4 is very old. The hardware inside is very old. Could they have run a simple loco? I would like to think so. But generally speaking, for DLCs that only release on 9th gen and PC, you have to be realistic. Come on. I can't be upset that TSW isn't out for PS3. I had a PS3 when TSW came out. I could have complained that it wasn't, but it would have been a bit silly to make such a complaint. Absolutely. Really? I'd love to see either Edinburgh to Newcastle, East Coast Mainland. Yeah, yeah, we do need some more East Coast Mainland, man. Although, as I understand it, it's tough to make a decent bit of it that's not like boring, just because of the nature of it. But yeah, I want to see more of it, man. Properly fleshed out as well with the correct stock. So maybe we wait for ATS to give us a proper 91. Oh snap! This is unused platform. It breaks. It seems to break more sensibly from this end. There is a 147 at the end of this, right? Yeah. It still says Wolfsburg. What can I do? Yeah. It changed back. Oh, did I not press? I was meant to press OK, I think. Yeah, look, the auto is Wolfsburg. I didn't confirm it. Now it's changed it. Oh, well, the logo still says Wolfsburg. Can I change the PIS on here? Okay. That song pissed me off, Jordy, man. Just heard it way too much. They can run a whole route, but not a train. Yeah, yeah. I don't understand that. For a route, it makes sense. For a train, not so much. I prefer the new electric stuff like the IET trains or the classic 43s on East Coast Main Line. I would prefer that the whole stretch would be made in one era. Now I understand why somebody wouldn't prefer that. I think for me, it just makes more sense. Like how the West Coast Main Line's been done. Is it cool that it's like you get a mix of eras and traction? Definitely. But I would just prefer it was like one, so you could just do like a complete run, and it would in a way that makes sense. Just ordered food, JFK. What have you ordered? Let me judge you. Let me judge you very hard. Song was beyond overplayed, man. But you know what? It's not always bad. You know, usually overplayed songs are bad. But that summer when that French Montana and Sway Lee song came out, I forgot the name of it. I was happy to hear that over and over. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was a banger. Like PCG Roll. Oh man, I miss that guy, man. Apparently he works in a signal box somewhere now. Like he works actually on the railway, which you would think would make him more likely to make the content that he used to make. Yeah, I do miss him, man. I do miss him. I would watch him now. His content was good for a particular season of my life, but it is something I can always appreciate. Always appreciate. Bell chicken. What's bell chicken? Belgian chicken. Belfast chicken. Feels you. Yeah, I think he did mention it, Jordy. Yeah, I think he did mention it. I'm not quite sure about like national rail infrastructure, but I know for the London Underground, if you work as a signalman, yeah, decent little salary. To be fair, the job is quite important, so you know, you'd hope they'd get paid what they're worth.
Sehr geehrte Reisende, herzlich willkommen im Zug RB nach
As
Würzburg Hauptbahnhof.
uncharacteristic
Wir wünschen Ihnen
these trains
eine
are, I do
angenehme
miss driving them.
Nächste
I don't think I've
Station,
driven a Dosto for a good
Bietigheim-Bissingen.
year.
Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links.
Hasn't really been a reason for it. Surprised one hasn't come up in a roulette. You think you should be paid more? Come to the UK, man. Be a train driver in the UK. Train drivers are very looked after in terms of pay here. I've heard work conditions can be interesting, though. I don't know what bell chicken is, JFK. I've been trying to work it out, but I couldn't come to a conclusion. We'll get all the Dostos and the roulettes now. Well, hopefully not. Well, I got to do those streams first to have a chance. So as long as I stay away from them, I should be good. I think I might do for a little while, you know. This week we focus on the specific releases. Next week I'll have more time to play The Bus and Simrail. Potentially. And maybe a bit of Motorfest. Still need to finish the summit for this week. Also, I'm back to making my cruise videos, I think, for that game. I recorded one yesterday. Not sure how popular they'll be in 2026, but worth a go. It's like KFC, but halal. I mean, we have halal KFC here, so it's like KFC. If it truly is like KFC, then good choice. KFC is good, but well, it tastes good, let me say. It's not good. It tastes good. But it's pricey, man. It's really pricey here. Not the most expensive thing in the world, but for what it is, like, it's pricier than McDonald's, I think. I am in the mood for it now that you mention it, though. I'll hold off. I'll resist the urge. The intrusive KFC thoughts. Get one paid, one free promo. Uber Eats. Oh, nice. But see, that's how they get you. Would you have paid even for that one if there wasn't the promo? Get a sub? Bro, the ratio between KFC and Subways that I've eaten over my life, bro, is like 120 to 3. Oh, way more. Oh, oh my god, I actually like legitimately thought about it. It's actually way more than that. Because when I was working there, I was there 6 days a week. I was having 3 Subways a day. So 3 Subways a day, 6 days a week, 3 times 6, 8. I was having 18 Subways a week. Bro, I probably had KFC less than 100 times in my life. It's quite something, actually. Yeah, because you had it once at an airport, JFK. How can you hate something that you made? You chose the bread, you chose the filling, you chose the salads, you chose the sauce. That's on you. See, people hating Subway, yeah, is I'll never get it because you made it. I'm joking. I do understand how it can taste bad. It's still more difficult for it to taste bad than other places. I'm not gonna lie, but I do understand. Can't go wrong with Subway, man. You have to have a word over taste buds if you don't like Subway. It's really upsetting that they don't sponsor me. Really, really upsetting. You know what I would do for like free Subway? We all had that legendary GC. I think so. I think we did. Questionable content GC. He's asked for everything. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You weren't intentional. So you don't like something, but you had it put in there anyway. So of course you're not going to like it. If you were intentional about it and chose all the things that you actually wanted to eat and then it tasted like crap, then yeah, I think it would be completely valid. Until then, I will defend my beloved Subway and say, that's on you, buddy. Those are way too shiny and bright. Bro, isn't that the same for like every train, inside and out? And bear in mind, we haven't had a new Dostos in years and years and years, so... kind of makes sense. Plus also over the top, I was an airport. Yeah, honestly, it is expensive generally speaking. Obviously, it's going to be more expensive in somewhere like an airport, but even like just on a street corner, it is quite pricey. Especially when you start adding like the little sides that they do and everything. Which is a shame, because when I saw, because the price hikes were happening during my time there, so I saw it like live, and it wasn't great. It really sucks seeing all the prices go up, man. A lot of the time, way more than the product was worth. Compared to the 147 color tone. Okay, are you talking interior, Nabil, or exterior?
Herzlich willkommen im Zug RB nach Würzburg Hauptbahnhof. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Reise. Nächste Station Heilbronn Hauptbahnhof. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts.
Exterior. Yeah, it's like, it's not even like it just came out of a wash. It's like it's still being like edited, like it's still being modeled, and they haven't done the finishing touches yet, if that makes sense. Surprised you could even interact with all of these things. Something's clicking. What is it? What could it be? Whoa. We moved quick. It's like it was just fabricated. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I said, it just looks like it hasn't had any finishing touches yet. It hasn't been finished. We need more weathering mods, you know. Like, I don't think that'd be too difficult to do. Weathering mods for like all the... I'll tell you what I do like about the Class 90 that I didn't mention. It is weathered quite nicely. Probably not as much as it should be, but it was quite impressive. And also the slits on the vents at the front are like all bent and mangled, which I really like as well. But yeah, that doesn't make it worth buying. Why are you streaming the 147 and not the 90? Apart from that, it sucks. Because everyone's got their hands on the 90 today. So there won't be much value in me streaming it today. But nobody has the 147. So that's why. What are they changing for the 90? Let me see if I can get any specifics. I don't think anywhere posted other than that things were going to come. But let me have another look. Okay, yeah. There's no detail. There's no detail other than they're working on a rapid patch. That's it. There's no details on. Oh, what are they charging? £12.99. £12.99. They're charging. What was it? 16 for this loco. If I knew that, I would have said something about it. It's not worth that much. Yeah, not bad for the 90 if it released as it should. It's bad for a broken, not broken, but it's bad for a partly broken loco. It being on sale is bad for a partly broken loco. Should have been given for free. Hold it back till it's ready and then release it. And then in perfect condition, £12.99 is a banger. Even with the disappointments in the layering and the services and the poor timetable for it, just the fact that you get it, I think £12.99 is solid. What about Simro DLC prices? Great. Well, yeah, I think generally speaking they're pretty good, right? From what I think I can remember. But when you like get a DLC when it first comes out, you get some ridiculous bundles. You pay way less than what you should have. Questionable. What, for the Class 90 ASR? Questionable quality. Oh, the bundles are always there? Okay, well, there you go then. But they don't have the same discount as they do when a product first releases. Yeah, the Impulse brought on some really good bundles. Crazy stuff. I wasn't planning on buying the DLCs when I did, but how can I miss out on that, man? That's the mark of a good sale. Guess you buying it even if you weren't going to buy it initially at that point in time. I bought the Impulse to be able to drive it. Bro's never gonna live that one down, and you know what? Rightly so. Rightly so. It's a ridiculous situation. It really is. Don't know what happens to the Steam finally gave me as a Polish people. Yeah, I read about that recently. About time, man. Polish people, Swiss people as well. Swiss people have been paying ludicrous amounts. Swiss are at least rich, unlike the Polish. I mean, not everyone that lives there is rich. And even if they were rich, it's not really a good reason to charge more than other countries. The bus 1,218 players right now. 1,352 24-hour peak. 1,760 all-time peak 5 years ago. So I guess they had their all-time peak recently, I would assume, on the day of the full release. Wonder how many players they've got like actively playing on the console side of things. The bus looked nice to play. I'm having a blast with it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I really am having a blast with it. I'm looking forward to playing it on Friday, and I hope I get an opportunity to play before then. Oh, the all-time peak was 5 years ago. Oh, you did say it. Sorry. I meant the. Okay, sorry. I saw the 24-hour peak and it confused me. Yeah, no, fair enough. Poorer countries pay less because, well, no one's gonna buy it if you don't. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I think it makes more sense to help out poorer countries than punish richer countries. I'm having fun with the bus, man. I actually do want to do everything that I listed in the schedule. I want to do a run in Berlin, followed by a run in Hamburg, followed by a run in Berlin, and then some economy mode stuff. Ditch the German train and go to a German bus. You know what? That would be a very cool video. I've been saying it for years. Make a video where you're going from one thing to another, like through various different games. Hello? Okay. I was going slow enough, I guess. And I say I don't know if it will change, as the dev said that if Steam fixes the issue for the price for similar products will be at the same cost with PLN and everything else changing relative to the existing PLN cost. Economy mode ops. Economy mode is, I don't know. We'll see how long it stays fun for. I do worry that there is a time limit on that if it's not progressed and developed further than what it is. Because I think at one point of these economy modes in games is they start to become repetitive. There's a build up, there's a build up, there's a build up, and then you reach a baseline, and then it just stays like that for however long. Will it run though? It should. It should. I don't know if I should leave the beta now, because the full release is out. Full release has economy modes. I don't need to be on the beta. But I guess it would be cool just getting new things. But then you also have to deal with those issues. I might just go off the beta. I might just go to the normal version. I used to be always chasing the beta versions for games, but I think I'm more happy to just have a game that works properly the way it should now. That's maturity. That is maturity right there. This is really annoying. I'm so glad I managed to finally fix the 465 issue and the Southeastern High Speed issue. And funnily enough, I kept flipping trying to play Southeastern High Speed on the same timetable service, but that timetable service was bugged. So I don't know at what point I actually managed to fix the train and thought that the train was causing the issues I was having. But if you load in the 10 AM service for the 465, it will just load you into the sky. This thing can slow down quick, you know. Goodness me. TSLP Brighton Mainland. Yeah, see, something like that. Something like that. Imagine somebody did something like that in Roblox. In flipping, they did the whole thing in different Roblox games. And it, like, did really well in like, views. But I've always thought the concept was cool since like forever. And I've always thought that the flying would be one of the most important aspects of it. We'll get there. We'll get there one day. Jackson, if you're still here, how are you enjoying Flight Sim? Or are you still enjoying it? Bottle number 2. Brother, I just hydrated. Did I not? You're making me hydrate again. I've been eating Galoo for a while, as it is. But I think I can hold on for half an hour longer. Although every time I seem to say that, I end up not being able to. Today's different. See how patient Sifa is with you on this train compared to the 147. Okay, bottle number 3. Let's not do that. That's diabolical. I just put 2 and 2 together, and understood what you said. Let's not do that, brother. Please. The time that PZB gives you to slow down to the restricted speed, is it in distance, like before you travel a certain amount of kilometers, or is it you have a certain amount of seconds? Seconds? Do you know how many? JFK, I was asking with regards to PZB. Does it give you like a timer before you need to reach the restricted speed, or is it a distance traveled? When Nabil said seconds. $23. Thank you. And that's the case in every situation? All of the one, it's across all the 1000 hertz magnets? Only PZB mode, oh. Oh, wait, you get a bit more time with the other ones, isn't it? Because it takes a bit longer to slow down. 1 meter, baby. Love it. $29 for light cargo train, $38 for heavy cargo train. That'd be good for me to like note that down somewhere. But then I might get a bit too comfortable with that. I'm just gonna round it to 20, 30, 40 and try and get like way below them. Yeah, no, this the restrictions I know. It was just how long to get to them that I wasn't sure on. Right, we've got 25 minutes. Can we find something that fits in 25 minutes? Got something that fits into the 19. We'll do that. Back inside the loco. Only 2 stops. To be honest, Nabil, I mean, it does have some dirt at the front. I mean, it's not as clean as the Dostos, but it's still way too clean, man. Top is a little dirtier. Probably still not as dirty as it should be. Also got some dirt here. That's probably the only place. Everything else is nice and shiny. Different shade of red as well.
Sehr geehrte Reisende, herzlich willkommen im Zug ERE nach Stuttgart Hauptbahnhof. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Reise. Nächste Station Ludwigsburg. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts.
It's always a different. Oh, is it always a different set of trains here? The weathering on this is a lot better than usual. So many 143s. Whoops. I wonder if the core routes have had all the bugs fixed that they came with. I'm pretty sure the Voyager still has issues with the brakes getting stuck. One of the scenarios that ended at Plymouth. Was it Plymouth? Ended somewhere. And made you wait like 20 minutes. For no reason. It said that was going to get sorted out.
Seefahrt.
Do the dynamic brake and the electric brake here do the same thing? Oh wait, I'm driving the 147. I was thinking I was selling the Dostos. But why is the dynamic braking for? I thought they were the same thing.
Ludwigsburg. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts.
Wait for it to be dark so I can test my lights. Isn't it dark enough? It's quite dark over here. Not like fully dark, but enough to test out some lights.
Sehr geehrte Reisende, herzlich willkommen im Zug ERE nach Stuttgart Hauptbahnhof. Wir
Actually, that
wünschen
makes
Ihnen
sense.
eine
That makes sense. You lot are a bit higher up,
Nächste Station,
geographically
Stuttgart
speaking.
Hauptbahnhof. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links.
Sie fahren. Sie fahren.
You're in a cannon. Let's go full power to Stuttgart. Oh, Canyon. That makes a lot more sense. Cannon. No, but like Ireland is obviously a little bit more north compared to London, so sun would set a little bit later there. Right? Does that make sense? Am I right? I don't know. I think that makes sense. Why does it feel like the brakes are on a bit? Look, we're on a 0.6% gradient downhill. I'm going to release the throttle. Oh, okay. It was just a weird thing that it did. It does, I guess, when you release the throttle.
Sie fahren.
I wonder if the quality is noticeably improved. I hope so. Also got good deals. Good deals on HMV. You know what? I cannot believe they're still around. I was at one about a month ago. And you know what? I think it was my first time ever stepping into a HMV. If I've been in one before, it's before my memory can recall. But yeah, it's quite cool seeing CDs and vinyl records.
Sie fahren. Sie fahren.
That's very cool. Yeah, it's interesting because there's also like a lot of modern things there as well. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, it's like a store stuck in what, mid 2000s probably. And I'm a big fan of stuff like that. I also do want to hear a vinyl played like in front of me, because audiophiles always go on about how incredible the quality is. And I'm not really one who has an ear for that, but I would like to see if I can like pick that up. Hey, so just listen half the time. No worries, Jordy. Sorry that I ain't got too much to say when I'm not bouncing off chat. I don't know, it gets to like 2.5 hours into a stream and then I'm more just like chill. Watching the scenery go by. When a record plays so bad. You know the more modern ones that they have that seem to have like a thing on top, like a spinny thing on top where you can put a vinyl record, and then it also has like a Bluetooth something or another. Are those like legit? Like, is that like legit? Just modernized or just a gimmick?
Seefahrt.
I mean, as a CD tape record Bluetooth one. Okay. So it does play vinyl records the way like an old school one would. Thank you, Nabil. Much appreciated for that address drop. Oh, I can see the moon. Not sure what purpose it serves, but many thanks. Anyway,
Zugbeeinflussung.
you know how that signal has like an 8 on top, and like it's a white 8, so you should already be at 80 kilometers by the time you get to it. What's the warning for that? There's no signal before. No signal before shows that you should be going down to 80. There's no sign for an 80. It just changes to 80 on the signal.
Seefahrt.
For your orientation, if you ever lost in London, cheers, man. If I did have one in my bank account, would hate me. Try and collect all the classics. How much would like a proper one cost? Like roughly. I bought some new scenes, but never have the patience to edit them. New scenes. Could you elaborate? 30 to 70. Yeah, okay, it's not terrible. Are you? How's your? I was gonna ask. Are you still collecting Air Maxes and swords? Oh, for streaming. Okay, yeah. That's fair. I'm not gonna lie. I've always just used ones that have been available. Like, there are so many available. You're bound to find one that works for you. But if you wanna have one that's very, very, very specific to your content or to your channel or to you, Yeah, you gotta do it yourself. Shoes, no. Wow.
Nächste Station.
So it's just this one more.
Stuttgart
Is it?
Hauptbahnhof.
That's mad. So you actually had like you knew what you wanted to get. It wasn't just like
Sie fahren.
an insatiable
Sie fahren.
hunger. I know what I wanted, but they were definitely purchased. Right. We actually have around the same number of followers. Have you been streaming for a while, Jordy? I've been told the one I want should be in stock in May. Oh yeah, that's an L, man. You can't get anyone to sort it out for you while you're gone. Which is normal quality than mine. Do they though? Let's be let's be real. Let's be real. I'm not quite sure judges are gonna put up 10s across the board for my streams. Since 2020, not bad at all, man. I've been doing it longer than me.
Sie
You know
fahren.
what though? Sometimes
Sie fahren.
it depends on so many different variables when it comes to like how well a streamer does or streams do. I've realized because I've stumbled across what I would deem to be some absolute stinkers, but they're doing like so much better than I am. Yeah, I don't know. And then it also happens on the opposite side of the spectrum as well. I see how much shipping is from America given the current. Oh yeah, that might be a bit of an issue. No, at the end of the day, I think a lot of it comes down to you. Like generally speaking, over time, people will come and go who are only there for the content, and might be there to like vet you, check you out, see if you're someone worth watching for them. But what's gonna keep drawing people back? It's just gonna be you. Oh, we're gonna lose this, man. I don't know how accurate it is. Not gonna lie, but it's another layer. It's gonna suck not having it. I don't know why TSW updates take time for me to get them. It's doing pretty much for me, but it's about personality. Yeah, I think that plays a part. Like I've watched games that I would have liked to watch, and maybe the gameplay actually isn't too bad, but I just don't click with the streamer, and then I'll just find myself turning it off. Well, you got to be very careful with those in the heat of the moment decisions, Dan. Don't end up regretting it afterwards. Does RAM matter like DDR4? Is DDR4 fine? DDR4 is fine, fab, but you have to check what your CPU supports and the motherboard
Honest,
that you
give
have.
us 2 months of ceasefire, we will go to
Nothing wrong
elections.
with
That's
DDR4.
it.
Of course, you'd want with an AMD CPU. It used to be a lot more important back in the day, but I guess it still is a bit important. With an AMD CPU, you'd want something that's at 3600 megahertz in terms of the speed. I would say get a minimum 32 gigabytes if you can. 32 gig, 3600 megahertz should be pretty decent, in all honesty. Only here for the worth it. Yeah, it's honestly worth it. It's a classic already. I mean, I think it was a classic from day one. Right, not seeing any streams that seem particularly interesting, so I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here. We'll be back tomorrow with the Class 90 this time. If you haven't already, please do check out my YouTube content. I've made my other videos on what I think about the Class 90 and the 147, and there's also just a bunch of scenarios and couple runs as well with the new trains, so you can get a look at them without me waffling over them. Until tomorrow. You know what? I was on TikTok. I was on my TikTok either yesterday or or earlier today, and I was thinking to myself, man, plenty of ideas of stuff that I could do for there. Plenty of like opportunities, but there's just no time, man. There's just no time. I mean, look at the content that's just come out today, and then you look at, you know, the rest of this month. It's just been insane. But again, like I said earlier on, now that the releases are slowing down a little bit, hopefully can fit in a bit of time for some other stuff. Ugh. Here's what time to shine. Talk. What have you got to say? Nothing. Just squealing away. Don't forget to ping him on BBM. You know what, fam? 3200 megahertz isn't bad. 3200 megahertz isn't bad at all. But I think you can get a tiny bit more performance from 3600 megahertz. Either way, you're sorted. But yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. That should be the first words. That should be the first words. 100%. I'll catch you lot tomorrow. Till then, have a lovely rest of your day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Health is wealth. On to the next one. Peace out.